Okay. Hi, I'm Lana Anderson from Small Things Matter. And firstly, I'd like to say a big thank you to St. Luke's for inviting me to share a little bit about our program. So my mom and I are both Asian Americans. And so I'm here in honor of Asian American and Pacific Islander Month. Um, and I wanted to talk about the nonprofit that my mom and I started together called Small Things Matter. Um, so it's a bit of a long story, but as I'll explain why and how I began Small Things Matter, and then the work that we do today. So in middle school, I was a member of my school service club, and this gave me a really wonderful opportunity to try out lots of different volunteer opportunities and see what I could do to give back to the community while also having lots of fun. We did a whole variety of activities, from cleaning up local streams to just collecting recycling around the school, making piñatas for children in shelters. They can have fun birthdays. We served food at some soup kitchens, really a huge variety of things. And so I was encouraged by the sponsor of this club to start my own nonprofit based on the projects that I really enjoyed and the things that I wanted to promote. So at the time, three of my really big passions were little kids, reading, and crafting. And so I decided to come up with a nonprofit that could combine these things and make it not only a useful, helpful thing, but also something that I would really enjoy, that my friends and peers would enjoy, and that I could get lots of other people involved in. So that brings us to the programs that Small Things Matter has. And I get, okay, sorry about that. So the first program I'd like to talk about is our Books for Bedtime program. So I think that literacy is really important. And unfortunately, it's something that a lot of children don't have access to. If you're busy trying to buy food to feed your family, books are far lower down on your list of priorities. And so we wanted to distribute books and make sure that children are really lifelong learners, because one, it's just something that improves their quality of life, and two, it helps break the cycle of poverty because they can get a good education and get good jobs and be better off financially. So this started pre-pandemic with like a lot of book distributions and reading to children at various events. And with COVID, we've switched to a more contactless model, just like distributing books with the food that we also give out, which I will get to in a moment. But currently we're giving out 5,000 books per year to elementary and middle school students throughout Montgomery County, and even a little bit in PG County. So that's project number one. Project number two is our Crafting for Charity program. So I really love art, and I think that everyone has the capacity to be super artistic, and that it can make a really big difference in people's lives by cheering them up showing them that someone cares, and really helping to treat people with dignity while you are helping them. So this program helps primarily children have the opportunity to make these handcrafted items, and then we donate them to a variety of places. So some of these pictures you can see right here in the middle, we've got mugs that were distributed to senior citizens. Over towards the right, there are a bunch of sandwiches and baked goods. I know members of St. Luke's congregation have been really crucial with providing a lot of donated items like these baked goods throughout the last couple of years. So kudos to everyone involved with that. But yeah, this has been just a really fun way to get people involved. And the one thing I should have pointed out is that both this crafting program and our literacy program are teen-led. So it's me and fellow students leading these programs and involving younger students, not just middle schoolers, but even elementary school kids, in giving back to help them form really lifelong habits, and help both I guess the leaders and the participants grow into people that can give back to their communities just habitually, and hopefully live good, kind lives. So our final program, saved it for last because it is, I think, the most exciting, or most widespread, I guess, is Kokua Foods. So this is a food rescue program where we take produce, dairy, plenty of other items that otherwise would have been thrown away, and repurpose it and give it out to families in need. So this both helps the environment through reducing this food waste, and also helps with hunger. So the name Kokua is a Hawaiian word meaning to give selflessly. And that's really what we're trying to do here. We really emphasize treating our participants that receive the food with dignity and respect. Everything from buying cultural foods that they especially like, to giving them extra for certain holidays, speaking with them in their native languages, just anything that we can do to make them feel more comfortable, and kind of help reduce the stigma and shame that may come from having to reach out for help. So pre-COVID, we were serving about 300 families once per month. And now, well, over the past 2 years with COVID, we've expanded to over 4,000 people, or about 1,000 families every month. And this totals to over 1 million pounds of food given out per year in both Montgomery and PG County. So this really wouldn't be possible with all the partnerships that we have with other organizations. We've reached out to a lot of food sources, ranging from things like Montgomery County, who were providing food support at the beginning of the pandemic, to other organizations like Imperfect Foods, other nonprofits like Silver Spring Cares, and especially by reaching out to donors. So again, we have teenagers, even younger children and even adults making lots of items, from baked goods to casseroles, even just like bags of dry beans, which are really, really a big help. So again, thank you if you've participated. And if you haven't yet, please check out our website at smallthingsmatter.org to see how you can join in. But yeah, also listed over here are a lot of the apartment buildings that we serve. So we're giving food out at a variety of low-income housing locations, a few schools that have programs to help lower income students, even some community pantries where people can just go and self-serve their own food according to their need. So we really try to involve youth, parents, other community members who choose to volunteer in every step of the process. This is everything from actually picking up the food to setting it up nicely and then actually distributing it to the families. I'd like to highlight our Pantry Distribution, which is every Tuesday at the Tacoma Park Silver Spring Co-op, twice a month. And here it's really where we get a lot of our youth volunteers involved, just because our other distributions unfortunately happen during school hours. So we all work together to distribute food. There's a line way down the block of the families that we serve. And it's a really great time to be able to give back while also hanging out with other friends, making new friends even, and just doing something that's good, because we all should be obligated to as people, as community members and neighbors. That is our 3 programs. I know several members of the congregation have already contributed so much. I'd specifically like to thank Reverend Leslie Carland and Marta Montoro for their great work helping us feed a lot of families in PG County. And of course, all the congregation members who have donated their time and effort through making baked goods, casseroles, sandwiches, other crafted items, and even coming out to distributions to help us get this wonderful food out to the families that we're helping. So thank you so much for all of the amazing support that you guys have given us for the past 2 years. And if you want to keep track of what we are still doing, our website is a good place, smallthingsmatter.org. You can look at the events that we have going on, the different ways to get involved, and like our name says, just do a little small thing that really adds up to a huge impact in the end when everybody's contributions come together. So thank you so much and have a great day.